This is One on One. There she is, that beautiful smiling face of Dale Soul. She's an actress. 1965 debut, A View from a Bridge. What were the two? Was it Robert Duvall and Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman was the assistant director. John Voight played Rodolfo. Richie Castellano originally was playing Eddie, and then he passed away, and Robert Duvall came in. Now, I wasn't in it. I was the prop girl. I did the laundry. I worked on the light board. I ran the box office during the day, and I ushered, all for the princely sum of $50 a week.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
but I had the best people to watch in the world.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
You play Frieda
Berlin.
So describe that character. My wife's favorite series on Netflix, right?
Yes, it is. It's on Netflix, and the character is a bad, you know what.
Yes. Now, what did you do to get in there?
Well, one of the things I did was apparently relieve my husband of one of his more important appurtenances.
You cut
Off.
an organ.
Yes, I did.
By accident?
No.
I didn't think so. And you are on a special unit in the prison called?
The Golden Girls.
What goes on there?
Well, it's actually not a special unit. When they introduced us,
Go ahead.
They introduced a group, the Golden Girls, and when I got the script, it was for, well, this is actually a funny story, I think.
Oh, what do you mean, the other story about the cutting off, or this is a funny?
No,
this better be a funny story.
This
Go ahead.
one,
Okay.
I know, and it was a dull knife.
There's nothing funny about that one. Go ahead.
You know, it was
Yes.
terrible, and I was happy about that it was a dull knife. So sad. Anyway.
Stop. Go ahead.
It's not, I didn't write it.
Yes, but you're enjoying it. Keep talking. Golden Girls.
Yes, I get the call from my agent. You have an audition for something called Orange is the New Black. Well, I hadn't heard of it. It had been out for a whole season. I hadn't heard of it.
It's now season 2.
This beginning of season 2. But so I hear this, and in my mind, I'm thinking, thank goodness I didn't speak up and, you know, that thing, remain silent and be thought an idiot, speak up and remove all doubt.
That's right.
Luckily, I didn't speak up, because what I was thinking was, why are they sending me up for some fashion thing? So
you don't realize it's a massive hit.
I had no idea.
Oh, God.
So I went to the magic machine, as I affectionately call the computer, and I looked it up. And since it had already been open for a year, you know, running for a year, released for a year, there was the first episode on YouTube. And I was like, oh, was I wrong? And I really wanted it. I have a lot of background with prisons. My dad spent time in prison. I've done a lot of performing in prisons across the country. I was in Getting Out, Marcia Norman's play, which deals with someone who spent most of their life incarcerated. So this is an alley that I've been up, and I understand and like trying to humanize.
Why?
So, the Golden Girls?
Well, not to. The Golden Girls, are they more mature prisoners?
Well, that's the whole idea. Yeah, they're prisoners who are in a low-security prison because the thought was that since they're so old, they won't cause any trouble. As you... Yeah.
There it is. Go ahead.
There she is. And there's the lovely Annie Golden.
There it is.
Who did the film of Hair, and I was in the original production of it, so it's just crazy that we end up in prison together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway...
You're not going to cause trouble?
No.
No, do
Not
you?
us. Yes.
Of course you do. Because you're from Jersey.
Because I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey?
Of course I'm from Jersey.
I heard that.
I heard, I'm born and raised in Jersey City, then...
Up until about 5 years old, then up to Greenwood Lake, New Jersey, up on the New York State border, which is a beautiful place, 9-mile-long lake, runs between the two states.
I heard you had a luxury life up there on the lake, that you were one of the privileged people. Is that true?
Flip that. I grew up in a house that for some years had no running water, and we carried water that ran by the brook by the side of the house. Now, we didn't think anything was wrong with that.
Yeah.
But the kids I went to school with, they perceived me as being dirty because their water came out of taps. And
those snobs?
Well, they couldn't make the leap, you know. I didn't have the right consumer goods. I didn't have the right clothing. I didn't have any of those things. So I was pretty much an outcast. And in fact, people literally, in a real way, moved away from me on the gym floor.
Wow.
So at that time in my life, my dream, the thing that I wanted to make a reality, was that at some point I could be known for who I was and what I had to say and how I treated other people, instead of what kind of house did I live in and, you know, how much money did my family have.
Was acting a key to that?
Yes, it was. There were two big keys. One was there was a young man in my junior high school named John. He was the captain of the football team. Very handsome, a hunk. I think that word is still in use. He came up to me in the hallway one day and he asked me out on a date. Well, I was completely flabbergasted by this. And I said yes before he got a chance to change his mind. He took me out about once a week for 2 months. My social life took this 180-degree turn. He gave me my first Valentine's Day present. Very innocent. We'd go and see a movie and go out and talk about it afterwards. He actually had a brain in his head on top of all his beauty and athletic prowess.
Right.
And then one day, at the end of about 2 months, he ran up to me in the hallway one morning and he said, "Dale, I got to talk to you before somebody else does. Please don't hate me. Please be my friend. Please." I said, "What's the matter with you?" He said, "Well, when I asked you out 2 months ago, I asked you out because the football team bet me $50 that I couldn't stand to take you out for 2 months. But please believe me, I really have gotten to be your friend." I said, "I do believe you, because otherwise you wouldn't be telling me this story. But I do think you should split the $50 with me."
Well, you are a powerful person.
Which he did.
He did.
And so that was my first proof. As bravado as the story seems, it was my first proof that I could, once he got past the outwardly perceived differences, sure enough, there was a person whose friendship he valued enough to blow the whistle on himself, because really all he had to do was put that $50 in his pocket and keep going.
Something about you.
So that was the first proof.
Real quick, was there an English teacher?
Yes.
Who was
His
that?
name was Howard Ball. And he wrote for the Trends, as well as being an English teacher. He was a frustrated actor. He'd gotten married very early and had a child and realized the ups and downs of the theatrical profession were probably not going to be able to sustain his family. So he became a teacher. I was in his English class, and I was extremely depressed, and I was in a poem contemplating the pros and cons of suicide. And there was something about the poem that spurred him. And he came to me after class one day, didn't say anything about the poem. He told me the story of 3 theatrical pieces: Oklahoma, Brigadoon, and Riders to the Sea. "Which do you like best?" he said. I said, "I loved Oklahoma, the story of Oklahoma." Wow. He said, "Which character did you like best?" I said, "Aunt Eller." "Why Aunt Eller?" I said, "Well, because she was the peacemaker. If she hadn't pulled out that gun at the hoedown, everybody would have killed each other and the play couldn't have gone on." So he said, "Okay, if I can convince the music teacher, Lola Laverne Bevington, to do a production of Oklahoma, we're going to do it and you'll be Aunt Eller." So we did. Now, this is what got me. I saw, once we started rehearsals for this, the same kids that walked past me with their noses high in the air, suddenly, the criteria for acceptance had changed completely. From who saved who a seat in the lunchroom, how much did your dad make, how many dates did you have to turn down for the prom, to what could you contribute to this cooperative effort. And I saw it change small-minded, mean-spirited people into cooperative human beings. And that's what hooked me.
You.
Yep.
You know, Dale, by sharing those 2 stories, I have no idea, but I'm confident you just helped a lot of people, impacted a lot of people, and let them know that who they are at the core matters a heck of a lot more than what appears to be on the surface. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
Much, and wish you nothing but the best.
But I do want to say just quickly that the other important part of those 2 stories is it took someone to come to me and show me that there was something that existed otherwise. Because otherwise...
that's why we need to reach out.
Wouldn't have happened.
Dale Souls, actress. AWOL, independent film. Tribeca won some great things. Orange is the New Black. Check her out in season 2. Frieda Berlin. You are terrific. Thank you.
Oh.
Jersey Girl made good.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you.
One on One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the CAUCUS Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One on One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, Valley National Bank, Berkeley College, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, and by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.